Hey everyone, how's everyone doing? I am doing fantastic today. I slept all day today. I haven't done that in quite a while, but man, I don't even feel bad about it. I had a great day, and now I'm hanging out, having a cocktail. Probably going to be up most of the night though now, which sucks. But I don't have to work tomorrow either. So, how is everyone? Hey Aliar, hey Megan, hi Lily, hey Reagan, hey Al Capone. What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, I just learned something about Al Capone tonight. Shit, I don't remember what it was now. Um, fuck. I was watching this thing on YouTube, and they like reverted. It was like strange and weird, like TV shows or some iceberg show thing about TV shows. And one of the shows that they mentioned or they listed was Geraldo Rivera's special he did like years ago, where they purchased or whatever one of Al Capone's old hotels in Chicago, and they went all through it, and then they got to this safe or whatever, and they were expecting all kinds of like crazy shit in there, and there was like nothing in there. There's like dirt and dust and a few empty jug bottles or whatever. But there was something else that I learned from the episode. I forgot what it was. I wanted to share it with you. Now I can't remember. Shit. Oh, he was totally sexy. Yeah, he was. He was the man. It's funny. Maybe it was like his sex dungeon. That's safe. There are no people found in it though. So yeah, the Lexington. Okay. Oh God. I tell you, I had to stop it to do the live stream, but I'm halfway through another really good one on YouTube. I totally forgot about this person too. And she was like one of the funniest people in comedy ever, but it's what happened to Brett Butler, the dark side of comedy from Vice. Oh my God. Oh my God, I loved her. God damn it, why did my light turn off? What the fuck? Anyway, when I'm done here, I'm going to go back to watching that. So, and he hid that from you. Yeah, I know. That's how men are, though. They're always hiding shit, right? I say that, even though I know. Just substitute men for women usually, but fuck, all humans hide shit. Whatever, I don't care. So, I saw something interesting on Twitter earlier, and I want to share it because it's a good segue into what I'm going to be talking about. But one of the accounts I follow on Twitter is Tizzy Ent, I think is maybe how you pronounce it. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but TIZZYENT, all one word, at Tizzy Ent. So he put a post out. Okay, so Tizzy Ent is I guess he's more so known on TikTok, but I know him from Twitter. He gets sent like these stories or whatever of people like being especially fucking evil and doing especially horrible shit. And especially if their identity is not known, but they want the identity is desired to be known for the purpose of like reporting it to authorities or even to, I guess, a little kind of publicly shame them maybe. And so he'll post like tweets or whatever, or on other platforms even, such video examples of such behavior, and he calls to the public for their assistance usually. Well, this one thing he posted today, I think it was today he posted, I saw it today anyways, it really struck a chord with me because, and this though this is not going to be a stream about Steve or whatever, but this is going to be a stream about the things I personally have seen Steve put up with. Now, even if you want to make the argument and say that all these claims made about Steve are correct, I'm going to still argue and say that this is fucking ridiculous. But given that I know for a fact that they're not correct, maybe some things are correct, like he's a pain in the ass or he doesn't know when to stop, or you know what I mean? Like he does seem to be kind of persistent in some of the subject matter that he puts out there. Sure, persistent. You know, I think maybe I'm more sympathetic to that than some people possibly, because I'm kind of the same way at times. And like, I feel and see myself, like I'll be doing it, watching myself like from a third party perspective. And like, why am I still doing that? But I can't let it go, you know? So I get it. And I get that this can be annoying because I feel I'm annoying. But that's really the only thing I've come across that's remotely true said about Steve. So, given that and seeing all the bullshit he's put up with, it's I mean, it's not criminal, I guess, but goddamn, I feel like sometimes it should be. But let me show you what I mean here, though, with to the end. And like I said, this is providing to be like a good segue into things. So this is from 9 hours ago from today, and he wrote, "This is perhaps the best breakdown I've seen of everything, but these kinds of accusations should not be made lightly." Now, for granted, these kinds of accusations have not been made against Steve. That's not the point here. It's the point that anyone can run a smear campaign successfully, even. And I feel like a lot of the things said about Steve were, in fact, smear campaigns. Unproven, unfounded, and bullshit smear campaigns. This is just not one of the smear campaigns run against him currently. Though I do think that there has been some sort of effort on some people's part to make that so. But this is what lies can do to someone on the internet. And I think that that's something that should be considered often by a lot of people. Anyways, here it is. Let me start from the beginning here.
This popular cosplayer who went by the name of Inquisitor 3 tragically took his own life recently on TikTok Live following a slew of false accusations against him. His home was successfully entered and CPR was performed, but tragically his father has confirmed his passing. He was only 23 years old. His accusers are a 20-year-old man who we only know as Tito, this adult woman who we only know as Keegan's Mask, and Tito's 17-year-old minor girlfriend who we only know as AJ. The plot to forge false allegations against Inquisitor 3 began in mid to late September when Tito and his minor girlfriend AJ began exchanging texts like these. AJ asks, "What the f are we gonna do?" Tito responds, "It's not a life or death crisis, and here's what I want you to do. I want you to keep flirting with him and see where it goes. If he starts to get, then I will expose him. We just need better and more proof." However, their attempts didn't work, and as you can see here, when AJ attempts to say things like, "I love you, date me," Inquisitor 3 plainly rejects her, saying, "You should ask in general if you can DM me." She says, "Oh, sorry, can we get to know each other?" Nope. Why? She says, "I'm not a minor," a lie, but he says, "I'm not interested, I'm sorry." AJ even acknowledges that Inquisitor had minor DNI, which means do not inbox, in his bio, and she chose to still lie. This is her messaging Keegan, talking about how they need to get more evidence. So at the behest of these two adults, Tito and Keegan's Mask, AJ then offers to start doing some editing work for Inquisitor 3, which he accepts, believing she is an adult. Once AJ started doing edits for Inquisitor 3, she, Tito, and Keegan's Mask began saving any and every message that read as even remotely flirty between the two of them in their campaign against him. But Inquisitor caught on to this and even started to call her out. He said, "I'm not a fan of the way you acted." Huh? If you could please stop texting me, you'd be very kind. Damn, what did I do? I just want you to see this. You know me, you know who I am. I never exposed you. I just want to talk with you again. As he becomes more and more wise to the accusations they're starting to make about him, she starts to act even more stupid. He provides screenshots, however, of her saying, "You do know he's a, right? I got a lot of proof." He says, "So who's this?" That's when she starts to say, "I didn't do that. Oh, no way. My friend Diana's on my account." He says, "Bro, get a life." And in early October, after Inquisitor 3 decided to finally stop talking to AJ for good after hearing she was trouble, Keegan's Mask led the charge and they launched their attack against him. It wasn't much, but Keegan's Mask began sharing these messages out of context in a desperate attempt to paint Inquisitor as a predator. The thing she left out, however, is that these were just enthusiastic responses to him finding that she had created so many edits for him in such a brief amount of time. And also fully believing she's an adult. But because she's a pretty popular girl, Keegan's Mask's accusations spread like wildfire. And after multiple days of online and offline attacks, having the worst and heftiest accusations lodged against him, and believing that his life was over, Inquisitor 3 left us. Keegan and Tito have both issued statements, not apologies or condolences, mind you, but excuses that all they did was share their concerns. But as the rest of us remain devastated and broken in the wake of these unnecessary lies, we do have a lot of questions to ask. Should minors face repercussions for lying about their age online, especially if it results in so much damage? Is there any justice these false accusers will face, or will they just remain anonymous trolls online forever? If you are a man feeling depressed, anxious, or struggling at all, please remember that there is a crisis hotline at 988 in the States, or just reach out to literally anyone. I can promise you that your brothers would always rather you cry on their shoulder than them be crying at your funeral. Rest in peace, Vincent. You didn't deserve this, man. It's popular cosplayer who
what kind of led me along my thinking for this, like before I even seen this, was watching Sloane's newer video, or one of his new videos, where he seems to be joining in this charge to label Tom Hanks as some P word. Now I remember when all this shit started way back in COVID-19, because it was Tom Hanks and his wife Rita. I think they're in Australia or some shit. I forget where it was, but they had contracted, or they tested positive for COVID-19, and for some reason, stemming out of that. Oh, wait a second. One second? Sorry about that. Okay. So yes, I remember that. And I remember this whole story like starting to spin way back then about Tom Hanks and his wife and whatever. And now I'm not one to sit here and judge whether or not someone is or isn't something. So it's not even about that. But I saw this start to form, and this is forming off of nothing. This is forming off of Tom Hanks's Instagram, because it's completely within Tom Hanks's character. From what I have known, he's like trolling the online Instagram world by posting the most redundant shit he comes across while out on walks or whatever. It's funny. Everyone's known this. Like, anyone who's followed his account has known what the fuck he was doing. But now they're trying to claim, because there was something spray painted, faded in the background on the pavement behind or near one of these items that he posted about or something. It's like they're trying to say that, well, that leads to some dark web, like crazy, like online, like P ring or whatever. Like, it's such a stretch in what they're doing. And it's like, they're gonna do it. They're gonna succeed at painting this man as a P word, because allegedly that when Tom Hanks went to some sort of award show or something recently, the crowd outside was calling him one. Like, they're gonna fucking, whoever this is behind it, this is the same tactics and everything behind QAnon, the same people behind it. Like, Isaac Happy was even brought up in Sloane's video. You know, one of the dudes who helped like start and spread the whole Pizzagate bullshit. They're referencing him as some sort of source, but he's not here any longer to, I don't know, give any, I don't know, context on anything, or to contribute in any way to the story or to debunk it or whatever. But they're going to go sit there and they're going to go with it because he's just mysterious enough and he's no longer here. I mean, I don't get it. Like, it was years ago, the rumor was like the people behind QAnon were the ones responsible for Cappy's demise. But now they're trying to put it on Tom Hanks for some reason, because a month before this man took his own life, somewhere along Route 66, Tom Hanks made reference to the highway Route 66 a month and a half beforehand. Therefore, he's got to be responsible for the dude's demise. Only the dude's demise happened like a while ago, but only now this connection's being made. Like, fuck off. I can't stand this shit. I can't stand these fucking rumors that come off of nothing, and they exist for, I don't even know why they exist. whether it's about Steve, whether it's about Tom Hanks, whether it's about, I don't even remember the dude's name from this Twitter thing. I'll be honest, I'm kind of shit for not remembering. But yeah, whether it's about Inquisitor, was that his name? I should probably get his name right. Inquisitor 3. Whether it's about Tom Hanks or Steve McRae or Inquisitor 3, whatever, it's all a bunch of bullshit. And it's a psyop. It's a PR campaign. It's propaganda for, whether it's for some petty personalized reason, like Katie, or whether it's for some political reason, like Donald Trump, which that is, I did not plan on putting those two in the same category like that, but damn, that works. Tell me that it work. It works, right? Anyway, so I wanted to elaborate on this. I wanted to discuss this a little bit tonight, and I wanted to share some of my experiences with it as of today. So anyway, I want to check chat here before I move on, and then I'm going to move on. Twitter DM. Okay. I'm not sharing screen anymore, right? Okay. Oh, cool. Would you share it with me from Snopes? I see Ricky Gervais on there, so I'm guessing it's a Tom Hanks thing. Okay. All right, first of all, go away. All right. We had to read the title of the YouTube video more than once to comprehend the claim. Ricky Gervais exposed Tom Hanks' disappointment over Gervais exposing Hollywood elites. What? Yeah, that's a lot of okay. Accurately reported that actor Ricky Gervais has exposed Tom Hanks' disappointment over, okay, false. All right, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and read this. Thank you, by the way. Thank you, Autistic Show, for sharing this with me. Okay, so this is from Snopes. This was just published a couple days ago, 4 days ago. So Ricky Gervais exposed Tom Hanks' disappointment over Gervais exposing Hollywood elites. Yeah, I love this. We had to read the title of the YouTube video more than once to comprehend the claim. Yeah, I get that. I can see that. A YouTube video posted on October 10, 2023, accurately reported that actor Ricky Gervais had exposed Tom Hanks' disappointment over Gervais' exposing Hollywood elites. That's the claim. The rating is false. On October 10th, the purported celebrity gossip YouTube channel Drama Bay published a video that claimed comedian Ricky Gervais had exposed actor Tom Hanks' disappointment over Gervais exposing Hollywood elites. The clip's title read, Ricky Gervais exposes Tom Hanks. Okay, I read this thing like 5 times. I'm reading it again. The video had been viewed over 25,000 times on Drama Bay's YouTube channel at the time of this writing. The YouTube video also circulated on TikTok, with one post we found on the platform that featured a clip of the YouTube video having over 152,000 views at the time of this writing. We also found posts on Facebook that linked to the video. The title assertion of the YouTube video was false. The clip never provided evidence that Hanks was disappointed over Gervais's exposing Hollywood elites for any questionable acts, nor that Gervais had exposed Hanks for this supposed disappointment. The clip's narration, scripting, sequencing, and thumbnail image all look to have been a product of artificial intelligence video creation tools. What? That's a new information for me. At the bottom of the description under the YouTube video, a disclaimer said, content might be gossip, rumors, exaggerated, or indirectly besides the truth. Indirectly besides the truth. What the fuck does that even mean? Like, for real. Viewer advised to do own research before forming their opinion. Content might be opinionated. As we've seen with many of these AI-generated videos across multiple celebrity gossip YouTube channels, this clip contained a misleading video title with a mix of old and unrelated news, false claims, and other emotionally charged moments that likely were meant to elicit angry responses, with hundreds or thousands of comments from users who indicated that they had believed the misleading information presented in the clips. We've also previously fact-checked other false celebrity gossip rumors about Hanks, like the false claim that the actor had revealed Oprah Winfrey's quote, true plan behind her, quote, orchestrating the 2023 Maui wildfires. We found no truth to the claim. See, that's what I mean. That's interesting, though. AI. I want to learn more about that. I will at another time, though, not today. So thank you very much for sharing that with me, Autistic Jill. Really, thank you. So yeah, I mean, I was kind of disappointed when I seen that Sloan was really running with this whole idea that Tom Hanks was some P word or whatever. Now, again, I'm not saying that he's not, because I don't know. I'm saying I have absolutely no reason to ever suspect him to be. I have no wonder, no cause for concern, no remote thoughts that could in any way, shape, or form be true. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying, I think, is actually existing out there, is that there is no such proof or evidence to suggest that he is any sort of, I don't know, way like that. I mean, it's Tom Hanks, dude. I really feel like whoever it is who's gunning for a target should have picked a more should have stayed within their reach a little more, because this is Tom Hanks. Like, he's up there. And I think he's up so far that it's going to take a video depicting that and nothing less to really tarnish him. But that's the way it should be, though, really, you know? So anyway, stepping off the whole Tom Hanks soapbox there. That's a sentence I thought I'd never say. It's weird. I want to take it back to our level here in like this drama community or whatever, any community really on social media. So, yeah, exactly. This started back with the whole Pizzagate conspiracy. Oh, the Tom Hanks one? I didn't know that. I just remember from the beginning of COVID-19. Hey, Sue Elliott. Hi. So yeah. So back to where we're at today. Now, yesterday I did a live stream where I was discussing or commentating really on a video by Cheshire Beck. Now, again, I'm going to state this. I don't have anything personal against Cheshire, and nor have I. This whole thing, this whole issue that she has with me really stems from the fact that when she and Steve had their falling out, I just expressed my opinion, and just my opinion really, and that I believed, or I didn't think that Cheshire had any legal foot to stand on to demand that she was owed anything regarding the channel, the YouTube channel, Non Sequitur Show. That's all I said. And even that, I felt like I took a little while to come out and say. But nonetheless, I came out and said that. So, and she's seemed to be taking, I don't know, I guess, issue with me ever since, maybe, possibly. I don't know. She hasn't really given me much of an inclination up until recently, when she did this video where she was kind of breaking down and accusing Steve of being full of shit or whatever. I don't even know if she was accusing Steve of lying, flat out lying, or just of being a drama queen. I'm not sure which. But either way, she was accusing Steve of something. And when Steve made his claim of being swatted there on Twitter, where I came into play, I don't fucking know, but she mentioned my name, and she mentioned my name more than once to answer someone's question in my Twitter reply section or whatever. But we'll get to that in a minute. But it seems like ever since she's mentioned my name in that video, she's been kind of showing her hand that she's possibly been taking issue with me, and this is kind of building up, which I don't care. I don't know, no comment on that really. She has every right to, whatever. But now they're just telling lies, and I don't like that. Especially with some of the claims. So some of the claims I'm saying are nowhere near like the Steve level kind of claims, or the venacity or whatever that he's had to deal with. But they're still there nonetheless, you know. And whether it was Katie, you know, I don't know, a year or two ago, or whether it's Unirock, or whether it's any of the Uni fam, both current or past and present and whatever, people seem to like to run with the same fucking bullshit narratives. No matter how many times they're shown it's bullshit, they want to run with the same narrative. And that's mostly about Steve, but sometimes about me too, and Tina. Now, I don't know how else to take that other than that's a fucking smear campaign. When you have zero evidence to base what you're saying, and the claims you're making are pretty fucking extravagant. And then on top of that, when you're actually shown information or shown that what you're saying is very likely, if not definitely false, you still go on and say it. Well, that's a smear campaign. And though I feel thankful, very thankful that the smear campaigns against myself and even Steve have not reached the level of Inquisitor 3 here. I don't think that that's for lack of trying. And I fear and I wonder if that could change. Hopefully it doesn't, but whatever. Well, here, let me show you what I mean here. Let me check chat though real quick. Hi. Hey, Megan. Hi, Lily. Hi, Jill. Hi, Indigo Halo. Hi, Flying Mom. Okay, so now I'm going to be heading over to my Twitter now. Let me close my messages. So here are my notes. I put a post up or tweet up the other day because Chesh had put something up saying, you know what's interesting? All the people who are around Steve on a regular basis showing up to defend him in the comments of the SWAT video, but not a single one saying anything about the transphobia one or the racist CRT one or the other transphobia one. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about with transphobia or racist. I don't know what that means. But I'm assuming it means something to do with Steve. So because Steve has been rather outspoken, I think, as of late on social media regarding these issues in some way, shape, or form. And to which I responded to Cheshire, and this goes for everyone. Steve and I disagree often on things, but I can always understand how he reaches his conclusions, and I know his intent is never ill-intended. You are not privy to our conversations with Steve. You have no idea what is discussed. Still, these topics are sometimes discussed publicly with Steve on streams. You are welcome to view them. Beyond that, our private conversations are not fodder for your entertainment, nor are you entitled to them since you terminated your friendship with Steve. And I stand by that. And that goes for everyone. Now, I'm going to say this, even when I do disagree with Steve, I know that he has no ill intent. I know that if and when given the opportunity to hear possibly anything he could have said or done, how if it were to cause any harm to someone, if he were to hear about it, I know he would take that into consideration. I know I've seen him do it. I've heard him do it. I've done it. Okay. I think that pretty much most human beings have a tendency to do that once we have it spelled out for us, because sometimes some of us need shit spelled out for us. Sorry, but we do. But what I appreciate more than anything is that when Steve does provide the same for me, when he explains things to me about how he reached whatever conclusion it is he got to, he spells it out for me and I can see it. I can understand how he got from point A to point B. Okay. No, even if I disagree with point B, I can see the progression and I can understand how it happened. And I see it happening as a matter of fact, rather than due to any kind of ill intent. And that's everything to me, because I've said this time and time again on my channel that even when people do bad things or say bad things or just cause any kind of harm or whatever, it's the intent I look for. It's the intent that matters to me, because we all do some fucked up things with good intentions. I mean, there's even a fable, something like the pathway to hell is paved in good intentions or some shit like that. Okay. But that matters to me because that will give testimony to someone's character when I can see their intent behind their actions. So that's all I'm going to say on that. And I mean what I say. Anything I discuss with Steve in private is not fodder for anyone's entertainment. And I'm not going to be pressured or pushed or even kind of like toyed with to reveal any of that. I mean, if she wanted to know anything that Steve discussed with people in public, well, then perhaps she should have considered that before she went and ruined whatever friendship they had. And I do lay a lot of the blame, on my opinion, on what went wrong between the two of them on her. I don't think Steve was innocent. Don't get me wrong. I can understand how she was frustrated with certain things with Steve. I don't doubt that. but I think ultimately the terminating act stemmed from her. That's where I stand on that. And I'm not going to give any more comment or whatever on the end of their friendship, because it's not my business. And even if neither of them respect their friendship anymore, I still respect whatever friendship they had enough to not give any other comments on it. I'm just explaining things from my point of view. And I'm not going to go into details because I wasn't there for it and I don't need to. Anyway, moving on. Now that I've given my 2 cents on that, I'm going to go into what it is I'm talking about here. First, let me see if I have any more mentions. I guess not. Okay. Okay, so now I made that post 21 hours ago. Okay. And as of like a couple hours ago, they were still fucking talking about me or whatever, which I've said it time and time again. I love that shit. Even if you're saying like shit I don't like to hear or see, or I don't agree with, or I know is in fact false, I just love the fact that people are talking about me. I'll be honest. I'm a little vain and petty like that. And I mean, I have a YouTube channel. If I didn't want to be on people's mind, if I didn't want people to watch the shit I put out there or talk about it, then I wouldn't have a YouTube channel. I think that goes for pretty much all YouTubers. It's something that you may not need, but it's something you do kind of like at the very least. So anyway, thank you for that. So under here, I don't even know who this is though. Looking at his Twitter feed, the way he mocks and lies about trans people. Okay, see, it's not what he does, but we're not going to get into all that. That's actually, Steve has a stream coming up at the beginning or in a couple days. That's going to, I think people should probably tune into it. I think it's going to be interesting. I can't wait for it. And exaggerates what all evidence suggests to be a knock on the door for a noise complaint to a swatting. There is nothing but ill intent from that piece of shit. How long until he stabs you in the back? See, now that last sentence I love there. How long until he stabs you in the back? Like, where did that even come from? No one's saying anything about anyone stabbing anyone in the back. So why is it that at the end of your tweet, that's where you go? How did you end up at stabbing someone in the back? Because it sounds to me like you want to see that stabbing happen. And I kind of wonder, why the fuck is that? Why do you want to see someone hurt by Steve so badly? I don't know. That would bother me. Anyway, and I'm going to throw this in there because I know if I don't, you know how I said earlier how sometimes Steve doesn't let shit go? I have no doubt that I'm going to see a comment or whatever from Steve explaining why he called it swatting and the legal definition. And I don't know, I guess maybe there is a legal definition that still causes swatting, even though a swatting did not occur. That's not where I'm stemming from, though. When I say it wasn't a swatting, I'm saying a swatting experience was not had. And I perfectly explained it just like that in the comment section under Cheshire's video. A swatting experience was not had. However, I do think that was the intent of the caller. You see, again, intent matters. It's the intent I care about. So anyways, this right here, though, she accused me of defrauding GoFundMe and has not apologized for spreading that lie to this day. Prove to me it was a lie. If you can prove to me that was a lie, then I will gladly eat my words. I will unequivocally eat my words, and I will show you misery and disgust with every bite I take at the eating of those words, if it so pleases you. Show me where that was a lie. Prove to me that was a lie, and we'll go from there. She does not care what impact her actions have on others as long as she can get content out of it. Well, if you know that, if you honestly believe that to be true, then why do you keep giving me content? She doesn't care if it's true or not. It's her actually keeping a transphobe, I don't even know. Does that continue? Transphobe like Steve around so she can milk him for content for his hate of KJ. Okay, I'm sorry. So am I keeping him around for his transphobia, or am I keeping him around for his hate of Katie? Are you calling Katie a trans? I don't even want to say that. Are you suggesting that of Katie? I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I don't think it really is any of our business. I mean, why would you even care? But that kind of sounds to me like what you're saying. I could be wrong. Allegedly. She even attended a panel full of transphobic Transphobes was yeah, okay. I wouldn't quite call them transphobes. I did attend a panel. I walked in there with the position that I kind of disagree with much of what they're saying, and I left the panel with that same opinion. So yeah, I guess I'm a bitch because I don't mind going up on panel with people I'm very likely to disagree with. I guess I'm an asshole like that. Anyway, I don't need the echo chamber, guys. I really don't. Where he and they all just attack the whole transgender. I wouldn't. They did not attack. They did not attack. Do you have a link? She called us prostitutes. Who the fuck did I call a prostitute? See, I don't think I did. I need some proof on that. Because, I mean, I don't think I would have accused you of charging for anything. So I'm not sure where I called you a prostitute. Now, I know what people are going to take that as to mean something sexual, but no, a prostitute could be in any way, shape, or form that you sell something about yourself in exchange for monetary gain. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to mean sex. So I'm not even going there with this. But I don't think I ever called you a prostitute because I'm pretty sure I never accused you of accepting money for anything. So anyway, it's only a matter of time before Steve casts her aside as too woke or not dishonest enough for Steve's liking. I'll tell you right now, I've seen Steve cast people aside, sure, but never for any of those reasons. Like, he's been pretty much done with people after they've proven themselves to be dishonest. Not always. I think with Steve, much like myself, intent matters. So, and I find it funny how it seems like only the people who have found themselves to be cast aside or no longer in Steve's inner circle are now going around is predicting him doing this to other people. So I don't know. Again, I wonder why it is someone would want to see another person cast aside so bad. Like, no one was even talking about this. Why are you jumping right to that? You know, I mean, so, and I wonder, would he be casting someone aside or would he be stabbing them in the back? Like, which is it? I don't know. Anyway, we saw she couldn't keep a narrative straight in her head when she covered Chesh's video. Two things. I wasn't, this probably because I wasn't really trying to keep a narrative straight. It wasn't about a narrative. It was about me just pointing out the bullshit that she put out there. And again, I just want to say that I just think Cheshire was wrong in her video and on several points. And I don't agree with much of the online behavior I've seen from Cheshire and her friend Mania there. But I don't disagree with them as a person, either of them. And I don't think that they shouldn't be on social media. I'm not trying to cancel anyone. I'm not trying to shame anyone. I'm not trying to smear anyone. I'm just pointing out where I disagree and why I disagree. That's all. So, but I implore anyone, ask yourselves this. Is that all they've done? I don't think it is. Anyways, going back. Why isn't this loading? Are you ready to apologize for falsely accusing me of defrauding GoFundMe, Aaron? Again, prove to me it was false. And I don't think the word I used was defraud. I think the word I used was where I think what I said was you lied to everyone else as to why you asked for a refund compared to what you told GoFundMe. That's what I said. Now, possibly that could be seen as defrauding social media or followers in social media or I don't really think I used the word defraud, but I definitely implied that you lied to someone, to somewhere anyway. Sorry. You know, I don't know what it is. Like, I know I've been in my late 40s for a while now, but it's like all of a sudden lately, man, I feel like I never really actually was getting hot flashes before, but now, holy shit, man, they come out of nowhere. And they're just like within seconds, they're so empowering and they don't last long, but fuck, I hate it. Anyway. Yeah, I made a few tweets and she went nuts for 2 hours and then quote tweeted Chesh. Remember what I said about gaslighting? I went nuts? Wait, who went nuts for 2 hours? Who is she saying went nuts for 2 hours? Oh, okay, yeah. For 2 hours. I did 5 hours ago. I said, are you guys still talking about me? Holy shit. Again, this person wrote, you're the bimbo. I'm the bimbo, huh? Bimbo. All right. You're not at all, like, painting yourself as ugly there. But who heard you got briefly mentioned in a chess video? Oh, that's right. Okay. I heard. I didn't hear I got mentioned. I heard my name more than once. For no reason. There was no reason to mention me, to draw me into this video or anything that she was talking about. There's no fucking reason unless she wanted me in that video. So, yeah, that's why I commentated. I mean, no one's even said your name. I haven't mentioned you. I don't even know who the fuck you are, but here you are commenting on my shit. Yeah. I ran to cover it on your live stream where you spent 2 hours saying Cheshire's right. No, I didn't say that. I said, well, I mean, even a broken clock is right twice a day. So yeah, there were like 2 times maybe she was right about something. But I mean, she could have just kept it at that. Why does she then have to go and put a bunch of lies on top of it? Her being right about something doesn't make her lies any less lies, does it? And I don't know. I don't know what to think. Or I know I said I don't know what to think, maybe, but my bad for admitting when I don't know something. Perhaps I should lie like other people and pretend I do. Yeah, I made a few tweets. A few. And she went nuts for 2 hours and then quote tweeted Chesh. I wasn't even talking about you at all, Manya. That's crazy. I love how she has my name though in her name. I love that. Thank you. Remember what I said about gaslighting? You mean while also claiming that she hasn't said anything, then that she has, I don't know. That doesn't awful. Okay. The fact it's intentional so she can gaslight people makes me want to puke. Well, then perhaps you should stop reading what I'm saying. If gaslighting, which you claim I'm doing, causes such a visceral reaction from you physically, perhaps you should not gaslight yourself by reading it. I don't know. Like, I don't even talk about you. Erin is present on this horrible panel. Yes, I was. I don't know what that means. What was Pizzagate? That's the prostitute thing. Okay. I vaguely remember something about that now that I read this. I find it frustrating when she claims not to know what PR means. I can't remember exactly how the situation occurred, but I do remember something because I learned after the fact that it was allegedly meaning prostitute, or it had something to do with prostitute. But dude, I don't know what to tell you other than I don't know everything. I know. This may come as a shock or a surprise to you, but I really don't fucking know everything. So when I say I don't know something, I don't know something. I don't know whatever. I can't remember exactly how this happened, but I remember not knowing that something meant prostitute. And I remember this being such a fucking ordeal for people to believe afterwards. Dude, sometimes I'm a fucking idiot. I'll be honest. I am. I mean, it's not because I'm stupid. It's just because I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that was her Pizzagate tier head. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure what Pizzagate has to do with it. Oh, that's what they're saying is intentional gaslighting. Okay. I really didn't know. I don't know what to say. God damn, I can't. No, get down. No, you're not not now. Cat keeps wanting to eat and drink whatever it is I have, and I can't. Cats can't drink. You're not 21. Go away. Oh, okay, we got that one. Come on. No, get down. So yeah, that's about it though, I think. I think that's about as far as it goes. I'm sure that there's more possibly, but get down. No, kitty. But here's the thing. There's my whole reasoning for talking about this. Oh my god, this cat. So now when people who don't know myself, they come across, I know, she loves to curl up in my hair. They're gonna come across these things and they're gonna read them and then they're gonna think a certain way about me. Which I mean, they have every right to really give their opinion about me all they want. You know, I'm not suggesting otherwise, but I'm just talking about my issue with it. Why I think it's bullshit. Is it allowed? Sure, they have every right to do it, but that doesn't mean I have to like it, and I don't. So here's my opinion on it. Now, this is going to affect how people view me, and they're not even saying anything that bad about me. But then you look at someone like Steve over the past few years online, where people have really made some really shitty claims toward him, accusations, mostly stemming from Katie Joy's shitty accusations. And it seems I'm going to say I'm even of the argument or belief that she still kind of has a hand in much of it, directly or indirectly. Though I think directly is more likely the case. And I find it really fucking shitty that two of the people who seem to be leading this charge, or at least running right alongside with it, are two people that were his very good friends for quite some time, for a long time. That's sad. Now, I have no doubt that there's a reason for the animosity between, I'm going to just keep this to like Cheshire and Steve for the most part. I'm not going to sit here and act or pretend like I understand it all. I don't, but I don't need to. And I don't doubt that both sides, they have their reasons to be frustrated and fed up with certain things, sure. But I don't see Steve going around saying all kinds of crazy shit about Cheshire. I see Steve still reverting back to the original arguments that they had and pointing out much of that. But I don't see Steve making new crazy accusations or running alongside anyone else's new crazy accusations, like say Unirocks and Unifam. And I've seen that with a lot of people, just for the simple fact that they don't like someone online. And some people, I think, just joined in because of like mob mentality, where they didn't even really know Steve, but they don't want to go against their community. Now, I don't know if it stems from jealousy or whatever the case is. I don't know. I'm not sure what started all of this really, but this has been years, fucking years in the making, years across every single social media platform there is. Okay. And it has been the same tiresome bullshit over and over again. Now, much of it, when it comes down to it, when you get to the facts of everything, it's really just people's perception. It's all subjective. People will look at something Steve has said or done and then give their opinion and then stem off of that, which I don't care about that. But it's when people take their opinion and then assert it as fact and then stem off of that and then this gets spread to other people and then they keep repeating it when it's all bullshit. How long before a really even more damaging lie is created? How much more does he have to put up with before people push him to the point of Inquisitor 3? And if not him, then why? How long before someone else? And I know people want to sit here and probably jump on my shit with Katie Joy or whatever. But the thing is, I don't make up bullshit about Katie Joy. You can say what you want. I don't make it up. I give my opinion about things, and I state that emphatically so. And I still don't try to cancel her. I don't sit here and say that she needs to be run off of social media or whatever, because I don't believe that. It takes all kinds. There's all kinds of human beings everywhere in life, and there should be on social media too. How else are people going to learn to spot these kinds in real life, if not first learn from them in a more controlled setting like the internet? So I'm all for it, but I'm gonna call them on it, the bullshit, when it's right there in front of your face. When even that, the shit I call on Katie Joy, it's 9 out of 10 times it's because I have a video to back it up. And when there isn't, even sometimes when there's a video to back it up, I still say it's my opinion. And I will never, ever, ever support or agree with anyone coming at her in certain ways or actually fucking bullying her. Here's the thing people need to understand. There's bullying, and then there's just talking about, and even talking shit. I don't have a problem with people talking shit even, but it's the bullying aspect. It's when you start accusing people of horrific crimes, okay? And then you start asserting that as fact, and you start painting them as this monster with nothing to back it up. That's my issue. But when there's video to back up the things you say, that's another thing. There isn't, though, when it comes to much of the things I've heard said about Steve or even myself. If I'm wrong, by all means, show me the video. But again, I'm going to point out how oftentimes I ask for this to be shown. I ask for these videos. I ask for this evidence, and it never comes through. It never does. So naturally, I'm going to start to wonder if it even exists. There we go. Now I found chat again. Okay. Hey, Irish. Hey, Negative. Hey, L Woods. How can you know what you don't know? You know, exactly. Hi, Moderate. Exactly. Yeah. I want to know what the hell. I can't read this because it's going to bug me now. I don't remember the exact situation it was with the whole PR comment. I want to remember what it was. Oh, that's awesome. Autistic Shirley. See, and here's the thing. When it comes to, he's explained to me his thought process and everything too. And I understand it. But I also want to point out that the things I've seen on Twitter regarding the whole trans issue or whatever, I mean, I don't even feel like I'm in any place or position to speak on it because I'm not a trans person. So really, who the fuck am I to give any kind of judgment or whatever across this? I'm not. You know, I'm just going to take the trans community. I'm going to take their word for shit because I think they know better than anyone else. That's where I'm going to go with this. That's where I land in anything here. But I want to point out, though, that some of the things I've seen shared on Twitter, for example, regarding the I don't know, the community that's against like trans issues or trans, I don't know. I don't even know how to word it. But it's been by and large propaganda. Like it's been like taking morsels of it, real actual events that happened and made news, and then putting their own spin on it and then presenting that as fact. That's been a lot of what I've seen. And that's the case with any propaganda. That's I think kind of by definition propaganda in a sense. So, and the thing is we all know someone who's been duped due to propaganda, whether it's that relative we have that's on the far right or the relative we have that's on the far left, whatever. We all have that relative. It happens to the best of us. It happens to all of us. I mean, I've said this time and time again that when it came to the whole anti-vaccine rhetoric and everything, I had my first kid right around the time that Andrew Wakefield shit back in the mid-90s. Now, there was a time where I kind of started to buy into that bullshit. Thankfully, I had a relative who's very well, she's very smart. Don't get me wrong, she is, but it's her ability to look at things in a common sense kind of point of view and to point it out. That's where I think she's brilliant. Anyways, I was lucky enough to have such relative and a good pediatrician at the time who basically broke shit down to me. So there, but for the grace of God, go I when I look at anyone who's bought into the anti-vaccine rhetoric. And the same thing goes when I see this kind of propaganda on Twitter. Any one of us is susceptible to buying into it, to being duped, whatever. We all are. Given the right circumstances, we are all vulnerable to it. Whether the variables required include like where we are in life or just how angry we are, whatever. Okay, we're all going to be susceptible to it at some point in time in our lives. So I don't fault anyone for believing anything that's been put out there. We all even look at things with our bias at times to some degree. So I mean, I can't fault anyone for that. But yeah, so I try, and this has been quite a learning experience for me to get to this point. I mean, I went through different stages, I think, when dealing and addressing people who buy into like a lot of these conspiracy theories. And it took me quite a few humiliating times, I should say, for me to uh, gain that sense of humility and realize that I'm no different. So I don't know. I've since learned to take the approach in addressing anyone with any belief, extreme or otherwise, to address it from a place of understanding and compassion. And only when that's shot to hell will I then just take a more aggressive approach. But so far, though, with Steve, he's taught me a few things at times, but also I understand his intent. I don't disagree with his intent. I understand his thought process. I may disagree with his conclusion, but I know he's trying, and he's never going to stop trying. That's, I guess you could say, that's the philosopher maybe in him, possibly, is that he's always going to try to understand. He's always going to want to understand. And that's a really good trait to have as a person. So anyway, man, I got a hair tickling my nose. It's driving me nuts. I feel like we've all been chemtrailed. Yeah, but not all chemicals are bad. Not all. Yeah, in fact, I got more booze here. All right. It's going to be. I didn't have to work today, and I slept almost the entire day, and it felt good. And I don't have to work tomorrow, so I don't care. And I'm old enough to drink, so I'm allowed to do this. But okay. So Iris Bada says, no idea what Aaron's talking about. I'm here for the booze and ambience. What started me down this path, just brief explanation, was watching Sloane's video on Tom Hanks, which I'm a little shocked. I don't know. I expected more out of Sloane, but anyway. So that kind of started my whole thinking on this. And then I came across a post on Twitter, or a tweet on Twitter rather, by Tizzy Ent about Inquisitor 3. And that's what kind of started me along on this thing of smear campaigns online and the misinformation. And, and again, I don't know. Say what you want about Steve. He hasn't deserved the shit he's got. And I blame most of that on Katie Joy and Unirock, sure, but they're not alone. And now I see people just really trying hard to do that to a lot of people online. And I just don't agree with it. And I just want to talk on it. That's all. And the male strippers. What male strippers? Where are their male strippers? What am I missing? Anyway, now here's something I haven't done in a while that I'm going to do. In case anyone wants to join me. If not, then I'm going to, I'll end up wrapping this up shortly because whatever is tickling my nose is driving me nuts. Al strips for you every night. Where? In here? Thank you, DC. What? That she deserved that sum because she had been doing pretty those 2 years. I don't know what you're talking about. Negative. I thought you were gonna learn how to run online life. Well, I mean, I'll be honest. I don't know how to run an effective, I think, or successful smear campaign. I think I would have some ideas on an attempt to, but I don't know. I feel like your heart has to be into something like that, either that or a good enough payday, and I have neither. So, fuck me. I don't strip on Sunday nights. Yes. Okay. Irish asked me, have you seen BJ's video on regarding Justin Bieber, possibly another Britney Spears situation? Lou Taylor, now his business manager. Here's the thing. I have watched that video several times, and for some reason, like the first 2 times I watched it, I listened to it more than anything. I put it on and I lay down, and like right before the end, I fall asleep, and that happened twice. So I don't even know how it ends. The third time though, I put it on to watch it. I had some chaos happen here, and then it pulled me away. So I'm kind of bummed, but it's like the last 10 minutes of it, I have been really, I don't know what happens. So I'm not sure how it ends, but I gotta know. Like I keep going back to because I want to know how it ends. I want to know how that video ends. I want to know everything because holy shit, when the whole beginning of it, when when she's explaining how Justin and his wife Haley, is that her name? I think, how they met and how they met like years prior and shit. And then when they showed Justin Bieber on, I don't know whose talk show it was. I don't recognize the person that's sitting up on the stage with him, but it's some sort of talk show. And he's like, it's almost like he's coming to terms with the concept that his marriage could have been arranged. It's like, holy shit, now that I think about it, it was an arranged marriage. And it's like, I know he's doing that for like comedic effect or whatever, but I'm not so sure it's entirely about comedic effect at that point. I think the realization might possibly be legit. Which I mean, whatever. I'm not saying any shit about that. I don't know, but I mean, if you are a celebrity with that amount of influence and that amount of money, that amount of clout, whatever it is you want to call it, and you have a church approaching you, it ain't to save your soul, dude. It's not. They don't give a shit about your soul or your salvation. They're not there for you as far as in terms of like for your own good. They're there for you because of what you can do for them. And I don't understand how this isn't just common knowledge to people by any age, let alone by adulthood. Like I don't understand how so many of these, and I'm talking like really big celebrities like Justin Bieber has been, I don't understand how they just buy into so much of this shit and they end up being taken. I don't get it. Yeah. Yeah, he realized at that moment he was stupid. Exactly. Yeah. Baldwin was his own Xenu. Well, it's funny. I think the Church of Scientology, I think that they're really involved in much of everything, even when it seems like some other organization is involved. I think the Scientology church there is behind a lot. I mean, just learning about how they're behind much of the anti-vax movement, how they funded it and everything over these years, and propped it up a lot of the talking heads on that side, like, and how they're still trying to push like RFK Jr. and everything. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. So, I mean, when I see any kind of connection or whatever to the Church of Scientology, it's like, yo, that's not a connection. That's it. That's what it is. It's not a connection. The connection is is the misdirection there. Yeah, exactly. It is involved so much. I agree. Because yeah, because they couldn't buy happiness. Well, I get that. So, I don't fault anyone for trying to find something to give them happiness, to give them a sense of purpose or whatever, all the things that a faith can give you. I don't fault anyone for seeking that out. What I'm don't understand though is how in their attempts to seek that out that they just get flat out duped. That they don't see that the ulterior motives, that they honestly believe that those ulterior motives don't exist. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, I don't care if it's a Church of Scientology or Hillsong or whatever. Like, when you are that big, when you have that much money, that much power and influence, you got to know that any organization coming at you, it ain't there for you, for your own good. It's just not. I don't know. You mentioned not remembering what the PR thing was. It had to do with her saying she deserved that sum. She asked for listing one of her roles as PR rep. That's what it was? And what? And I thought it was prostitute? Did I do this? I did this on a video, didn't I? Or a stream? I want to say it's the one where we did on my channel, I think, with Tina, myself and Tina, possibly. I'm gonna have to go back and look. I'm dying to know exactly how that happened. Because I know I remember it happening, and I remember people laughing at me or whatever as a result of my not knowing. And for like a brief second there, I felt a little like embarrassed for not knowing, but I quickly got over that. I was like, whatever. So I know like it was an innocent, like just misunderstanding or whatever, but I thought that there was a little bit more to it than that. Maybe not. I don't know. I think it's odd that all the people involved with Danny Masterson's character letters to Judge are now exposed and stepping down from their organization. See, I don't even know everyone that's involved there. I watched a video on that today where I think it was that suppressive people TV person, that Aaron, whatever his name is, the one that has the AA Ron thing and lead into his videos. He was listing 3 other people who wrote letters, and 2 of which were actors, like actors you really didn't see or hear much about anymore, but actors nonetheless. And one was some, I guess, cafe owner or something, like across the street from the Celebrity Center there in LA. But I don't know anyone else who's. I want to know now. Like, I was also watching too. Was it not round table discussions? The Red Table, maybe I think it's called. It had Jada Pinkett and Leah Remini on. It was Scientology related. I didn't watch the whole thing though. That one I only watched like 15 minutes of. This is what I did today. I slept and watched YouTube. Good fucking day. Makes me wonder if Scientology destroyed Mila and Ashton because their letters failed to influence the judge. I don't know. Leah Remini thinks Masterson is more of a nuisance to Scientology, but I don't know. He's an earner. Yeah, I think he's both really. But I've kind of had a theory on the whole Mila and Ashton thing, and like I think that they were I think that they were blackmailed into writing those letters, possibly. That the whole possibly the whole scenario that happened with Ashton Kutcher years ago with his girlfriend who was murdered. I think that like the facts surrounding him making the call like he did, and not being fully honest with police. I want to just state he had nothing to do with this person's demise. I want to say nothing at all. Just his behavior afterwards is questionable, to say the least. But it had nothing to do with what happened to his girlfriend. I think that was being held over his head. And I think that there's something possibly that was being held over Mila's head. And that's why they wrote the letters. And then, like you said, I think you're right, that because their letters failed to influence the judge, that they were outed for that, purposely outed for that. Because they seem, more than anything, they seem just really annoyed and perturbed with the fact that these letters got out. Like they really believed that they wouldn't get out. And I think that everyone's letters are getting out because the judge failed to be persuaded by any of the letters. And I think that people are pissed about that and they want everyone to be outed. Yeah. Perhaps they were hiding from their own conscience, seeking a faith that didn't make them confront their own demons. One would be susceptible to being sucked in when desperate. Yeah, that's true. All right, I can see that. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't know. I can't imagine having that much influence, that much power in the world, that much money. But then again, I guess maybe when you are that big, that's all you have around you is just people with their hand out, in a sense. You don't have anyone in your life you can really trust. And maybe that just starts to look normal after a while. I don't know. I still think people would know better. They should anyway. I'm sure we'll see more famous people exposed by Scientology, i.e. Jada Smith. Yeah. The video I was watching earlier with her and Leah Remini, Jada's explaining how she understands it could possibly look like she was a member of Scientology because, she was at the Celebrity Center, or she was whatever, hanging around Scientology. She was learning about Scientology because that's the way she was raised and grew up, was to learn about religions before choosing what it is you want to have faith in or whatever. And so when I took that as, you mean to tell me you thought I was Catholic, even though I was sitting there in a church reading a Bible whenever you saw me, you thought I was Catholic? Like, that's how I read that to be. Or that's how I interpret it. Like, why would you fault anyone for thinking that? I mean, just because I was looking like a Catholic and behaving like a Catholic and was around other Catholics in a Catholic church, please, that doesn't mean I'm Catholic. You're like, well, it means you probably are. It's like, what the fuck? Hi, Renelle. Oh, they blame her for pulling Will Smith away from Scientology? Oh, that's funny. See, here's what I think, though. I think my nose keeps itching. It's driving me nuts. I'm going to turn the camera off for a minute so I can itch it. Hopefully it stops. But here's what I think. I think that the people we're seeing now and are going to see possibly going forward into the near future here, the people we see being thrown under the bus more or less due to Scientology, that's just I think that's going to be like a warning to the really big fish, because the things that we're going to see outed or exposed aren't going to be that big of a deal, because the big secrets Scientology is going to keep close to their chest. But that doesn't give them much power unless the people who are in the line of fire due to these big secrets believe that Scientology is going to use these big secrets. What the hell? That's weird. I just heard my back door open. I don't know if it's because Michael was going out or what. Let me just text him since he's not answering me. Anyway. Yeah, because my son's not here now, so it's either Michael or fucking someone else. Cat, get down. No, Cat, go. So, all right. Let me go back to chat. I'm not even on chat right now. Let's see. When Will announced he wasn't in Scientology, it was just before Jada aired her Red Table series. After that, Will Smith became a YouTuber. Oh, okay. I didn't know all that. Jobs became scarce for Will. Yeah, it's crazy the freaking hold and shit Scientology has on the whole acting industry and everything. You know, like that's crazy. And it's not even like I don't know. It's not even like a good religion. Like I feel like if any kind of religion was going to have that kind of hold over everything and everyone, it would be something that promoted more good character and shit out of people, possibly. And it doesn't. You know, it's I don't know. It's not a worthy religion, in my opinion. That makes sense. Okay, good. Yes, it was Michael who went outside. All right, good. Good to know. Okay. Will struggled like hell after that. That's when he began to upload on YouTube regularly. I didn't even know that he was uploading on YouTube regularly. I want to check that out. I think I'll do that after my stream tonight, after I watch the rest of that Brett Butler video. And the last 10 minutes of BJ's video. Theory was Scientology behind the attack on Chris Rock. Oh, we have being serious. I don't know, possibly. I mean, see, I can see Scientology being behind a slap. I feel like Catholicism would have been more or less behind a punch, though. I don't know. Yeah, it is scary power. Moderate. And that must include indie films too. Otherwise, he'd do good in them. It tells you who's running Hollywood and beyond. Damn. Yeah. The Rock would have slapped back.
Yeah, why?
Because I heard the door, but I didn't hear you walk to the door, so I wasn't sure if that was you or not. All right. Well, thanks for letting me know. Oh my God. New Jack City. I remember that. That was New Jack City, right? Yeah. Pookie ain't playing. Wow. Dude, we're old. We're fucking old, Moderate. That was the 1990s, dude. Holy shit. Fuck, I'm old. I often wonder, where the fuck did my life go? I blinked and I was 40 something. Anyway, okay, well, I'm going to wrap this up. I came on, said my piece, said what I wanted to say. So, hi, JLB. In my opinion, Scientology has used PI type people looking into members as soon as they could afford it and financially direct people they got question info on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they were pretty fucking smart about shit. I'll say that much. You know, like, information is where power is, and I don't know. It was good seeing you too. All right, guys, have a good night. I will be around at some point in time tomorrow, but I don't know when. Whenever I feel like it. So. Bye.